Hello everyone, Harold here, Figure Mania Show, and welcome to the stay-at-home Cyber Kaiju event, the Kaiju Toy Photography class. I'm very happy to be doing this for you guys. I want to give a special shout out and thank you to Steve McCarthy, Steve Toy Reviews, and Sal Ultrazilla for reaching out to me and asking me to be part of this. Okay guys, now I have a lot of information that I would like to share with you guys concerning toy photography. So for you guys who have been following for any length of period, you guys know that I love doing Kaiju toy photography. So I'm condensing all the information that I can down for you guys. So, you know, for all you aspiring Kaiju toy photographers, you guys can get have a little bit of a guide on how to start things off for you guys. Okay, so let's get into it. Okay, so the topics that we're going to be doing. Okay, so I'm going to give you an introduction, ideas and inspirations. I'm going to talk about composition, gear, lighting, and in the last part of the video I'm going to do a step-by-step setup. So I'm going to make a setup from scratch, and then you'll see the final result as I work towards the final result of the shot. Okay guys, so alright guys, so toy photography basically is the art of doing art with your toys, guys. Okay, so for example, you guys know that I love s.h.monsterarts. Okay, so basically you're creating scenes, you're creating an expression or an idea using your toys. Okay, now the most common styles of toy photography, guys, is tangible and photo FX. Okay, so basically tangible, in that when it's tangible, everything is in camera, all the objects are real, they're in camera. And digital effects, the only thing that's real is the figure itself. But for this class today, we're touching on the tangible, okay? Because that's my style and what I like to do. All right, guys. So, toy photography is not just taking pictures of your toys, okay? It's creating a scene, creating an idea, okay, and expressing that through the lens of your camera. Okay, so it's not just taking shelf shots as you see here. It's doing a little bit more beyond, as you can see in the photo here that I provided in an example for you guys. Okay, now let's talk about the inspirations on ideas on how you can guys start your toy photography. All right, so ideas and inspiration for you guys. Okay, now there's a lot of material out there that you guys can draw from. Okay, so there's art books, there's comic books, there's movies, and there's video games. So for you guys out there, you guys are probably, I'm guessing you guys are Godzilla fans. You guys have art books already, comic books and stuff. That's a great a source for you to dig through. Okay, so if you guys look through all the art, see what inspires you, and then you get an idea of what kind of shot you want to build with your figures. Okay, so for me, I use a lot my my art books. I use comic books. Okay, even movie scenes, video games. I don't get to play much video games nowadays, but I do look at you know, screenshots and things. Okay, now another source for you guys to get inspiration from is the internet, of course. Okay, so for example, places like Pinterest.com. So if you are looking for an idea of a shot of either a Godzilla or another kaiju, you just type in the name and then it'll pull up a whole bunch of pictures regarding that particular character. So you just scroll through it and then you see what you like. Okay guys, now another source for you guys is ArtStation. Okay, so you guys can go on ArtStation. Okay, it's free. Okay, also with Pinterest, and just go from there, guys. Okay. Alright guys, now the next part is composition. So what exactly is composition? Now, composition, when you guys watch movies, okay, okay, and you look at a particular shot, okay, so the filmmakers, they know how to frame a particular shot to make it look interesting. So they use something what's called composition. So if you see the examples behind me, okay, so basically when they're creating composition, they're trying to create lines, okay. So for example, this composition here in the Thor movie, and Leonardo DiCaprio, like you can clearly see that he's made a triangle, and also this part over here with Thor. Okay, so now I'm gonna give you guys some examples of compositions that I use in my shots. Okay. Okay, now the first one here that we're looking at is the rule of thirds. So when you guys look through the lens of your camera, imagine that, like in most cameras, you have these lines, okay? Now those lines are there to help you to try and frame a shot. Okay, so as you can see here, I have Godzilla positioned along the line over here, okay? So basically, the human eye, when looking at a particular photo, it tends to look more in this particular spot, because if it's right on the center, it's all scientific and things, but basically the human eye tends to look more towards an object when it's using the rule of thirds. Okay, now the next one is the golden spiral, okay, which is the other name for it is the Fibonacci rule. But this is a little bit complicated to understand and to try for you guys out there that are doing this for the first time. Okay, so just know that it's there. This is an example of the golden spiral composition when I did this shot. Okay. Now, an easy one that can be accomplished is with your own toys, with your own figures, and that's framing, okay? So as you can see here in this particular example, I've got my Gypsy Avenger, and I'm using my Raijin Kaiju. I'm using the shape of the toy to frame my my subject. Okay, so basically the strongest focal point is Gypsy Avenger. Okay, so as you notice that this is all slightly blurred out because I want the attention on Gypsy Avenger. Okay, and also I'm using also the rule of thirds, but also too it stands out more because I'm framing him. Okay. Okay guys, now let's talk about gear. Okay, so for you guys out there, chances are you probably don't have a DSLR camera. So a DSLR camera, for you guys that are not sure, basically it's a camera where you can just swap the lens out, okay? Now, don't worry if you guys don't have a DSLR camera. If you guys have a smartphone, it's still a good tool to use, okay? And it's a good place for you guys to start. So you guys can use a DSLR camera or your smartphone. Now, a couple of things that you're going to need when doing toy photography is a tripod and desk lamps. Actually, lots of lights, okay? Also, a thing that you might want to use in your toy photography is a remote shutter. So basically, what you want to do is be able to take a shot of your subject without touching the camera, because when touching the camera or your phone, you might shake it, or you might bump it a little bit, which that of course could end up breaking the photo. So I would recommend that you guys get a remote shutter for your particular device. Okay. Now, also, what you guys might want to invest in are clamps. So when I do toy photography, okay, I have clamps. So I need to clamp down certain lights. I need to clamp down certain objects that's helping me in the scene. Okay, so clamps are a useful tool for you guys. Okay. Now, another useful tool for you guys is foam cards. Okay, so as you see here in this in the picture here, okay, so even if you don't have a lot of lights, you can use a foam card for the light to bounce back on the subject, just to give it a fill of a light. Okay, so you guys don't want, you know, a hard shadow on one side. You can fill it with the light bouncing back. So getting foam cards, even a sheet of paper, it will do the trick for you guys. Okay, also another thing that you could use is also tin foil, because tin foil has a reflective surface. Okay, so the light can bounce off easy off of tin foil. Okay, so in terms of white light bounces off quite nicely on white surfaces, so either or. Okay, now the next thing that you guys would need is a shooting table. So right here, this is where I do all my toy photography. Okay, so I just modify things a little. Okay, so if you notice here in the example I provided, I have this apparatus that I have built around my TV. So I got my clamps, I got all my lights and things. I'm using my TV as my background. Okay, so if you guys have the room, maybe you guys would want to invest in something like this. And this is something that you can easily get at a Walmart or places like that. Okay, dollar stores. Okay, just shelvings and a few bars, and you guys can make it yourself. All right, now let's talk about lighting. Okay, so lighting to me is the special ingredient on whether your photos will come out good or not. Okay, so this is the part in toy photography that I spend a lot of time in, is in the lighting, as you can see here. Okay, so for you guys starting out, you guys might not have access to a whole bunch of lights. Don't worry, you'll just build slowly. Now, you guys might have lights at home already, which you could use as well. Just normal table desk lamps will be sufficient for you guys. Okay. So again, you guys can go to places like Walmart, B&Q, look for lamps such as this. Okay, and also these little clip-on lamps too. These lights. Okay, they'll do the trick for you. Okay. Now also too, when buying light bulbs, okay, what I recommend is that you get the 5,000 Kelvin light bulbs, okay, because basically at 5,000 Kelvin the light is white, okay, and with white light you can diffuse it, you can put a gel over it to give the light a different effect, a different lighting tone. Okay, so I recommend that you guys get 5,000 Kelvin light bulbs. Okay, now one thing that you guys would never want to use is flash. Okay, because the flash is just much too overpowering. Okay, so basically, if you're using flash, it'll just crush all the nice shadows and the details in your photo and things. So do not use flash in your toy photography. Okay. Now also too, what I like to use is colored gels. So let me show you an example. So this is a blue cellophane that I use. Okay, so basically I get my lamps. Okay, oh, before, almost forgot. Okay, so this kind of lamp here, this is a Ulanzi cube lamp. Okay, and this is very useful for me. Now I got a whole bunch of these little lights. Okay, so if you can see, okay, it has different intensities. Okay, now these lights, they come with a little case like this, and it's got like all these little gels that you can put in front of the light, changing the color temperature. So let me give you guys an example. Okay, now if you now there's Lume Cube out there. Okay, Now, Loom Cube can be very expensive. They can go around for about 50 bucks. These ones here, they're Ulanzi lights. They're a little cheaper, okay? I paid 30 bucks for these lights. I got like 4 of them, okay? So just using my Godzilla as an example here. Okay, and the nice thing about these lamps is that they're waterproof up to 30 meters in depth. Okay, so these lights are good to get. Okay, so once again, Ulanzi lights. All right, and you charge them with a USB. Okay, and you get a ton of like these little gels. Okay, they're very nice to use. Okay. Okay, now let's talk about the lighting setup, okay? So basically in this example here, this is a 3-point lighting. So for example, I have a Godzilla figure, I got a light back here, which is the overhead light. My strongest light over here would be my key light, and then I have another light off to the side, which would be my fill light, okay? So generally that's what the kind of setup that you would normally have. But as you progress further, you gain more skills, you gain more equipment, you gain more lights. You'll want to start experimenting with different lighting setups and things, which is what I have. Like I have a ton of lights. You can never have really enough lights in your repertoire. Okay. So now let's talk about backgrounds, guys. Okay. So as you guys know, I use my TV all the time. But you don't have to use your TV. You can also use cardstock. You can also use a colored Bristol board as well if you don't have a TV, okay? If you're gonna use a board, okay, or even a cutout or a photo, make sure it's properly lit. And in terms of like having a Bristol board, make sure that that the paper or the board that you're using is a matte style board. You don't want to use any gloss surfaces, okay? Because the light will be bouncing off it, and that'll make your photo look weird. So avoid using shiny surfaces as for backgrounds, okay? Now, one thing though that I would like to inform you guys. So, if you have a DSLR camera, either a poster board or a TV will be fine. But if you just have your cell phone, what I've noticed when I've experimented using a cell phone, doing toy photography, the lines from the TV, like the refresh rate, you can see those in your screen. And it's a little bit challenging to remove those. So what you have to do is you have to move the TV. You'd have to move the TV and your camera away even further, so that way it would blur out those annoying lines. Okay, so that only happens if you're using a TV, but if you're using a poster board, you don't have to worry. Okay guys, so we reached to the part where I'm gonna walk you guys through a setup. So what I'm gonna do is I have a photo in mind that I would like to create from scratch. So I have my Godzilla figure, so I'm gonna be using my s.h.monsterarts Godzilla 89. And recently it was Ultraman Day, so I'm gonna create a photo, Ultraman versus Godzilla. Okay, so two franchise favorite characters. Alright guys, so I'm starting to build my shot here. Okay, so I think this is what I want to use as for my posing. Okay, so I got Godzilla, I got Ultraman, and I got the family here. Now if you notice, I got Godzilla elevated slightly. Those are little tricks that I use just to make Godzilla look bigger. Okay, so I'm using a Dutch angle here on my camera, and so far it looks pretty good. So now I just need to continue building on my shot here. Okay, so think that's pretty good so far. Okay. So one thing that you want is to make sure that the eye lines match. Okay, so that's what I'm doing right now. Okay, so I'm using like this 3M gum just to help make Ultraman stand where I want him to stand. Okay, so I got this pose that I want. He's ready to throw it down with Godzilla. And Godzilla's ready to attack him. Alright, so now I'm gonna fill in the scene. Okay, so I'm gonna start filling up my scene with my building props and all that. Okay, so I got like a whole bunch of different building props, you know, just for different sizes and things. So for you youngsters out there that don't have the money to spend on buildings and stuff like that, I do have these papercraft buildings, which is pretty cool, you know. So it's got like nice detail to it. I printed this out on a matte paper, okay, a cardstock matte paper. Then I cut it out, put it together. So for you guys that don't have any props or whatever, I'm gonna leave a link in my in the description section of this video where you guys can go get building you know, papercraft buildings for free on my Figuremania Facebook fan page. All right, so guys, so that's a little gift that I'm gonna give to you guys today for watching this video. Okay, guys, and also just share these out for you know, with your friends and stuff. Let them know where to get it and things. Okay, so again, I'm gonna share this with you guys. Okay, so I'll leave the link to download the free your free buildings. Okay, so I'm gonna continue on with filling in my my scene. So what I like to do, I just like to throw a whole bunch of buildings in at first, and then I just like to see what works and things, and I just you know, start adjusting things. Okay, so I got buildings from iPop Designs. So now they're really good buildings. I really like them. Okay, so if you guys have the money to buy it, I mean, I definitely recommend it. He's iPop Designs. He's got an Instagram page, and there's a link to his eBay page where you can get these. Okay, so I'm gonna keep working at this, guys, okay? So if you guys noticed, I haven't started the lights yet or anything like that. Right now, I'm just trying to get the composition and things. I do this a lot. I switch things in and out quite often. Trying to fill up as much space as I can. Alright, giving you guys a different angle here. Okay, I need more light. This can be tricky sometimes. This is, for me, the fun part of toy photography. Because for me, it's like building a puzzle, you know? So that's what I prefer doing this tangibly over digital. It's not as, in my opinion, is not as fun. So that's why, one of the reasons why I love doing it tangibly. And also too, to honor the original tokusatsu back in those days. It's what made me fall in love with Godzilla. I think that's pretty good. So I just need to elevate the light a little bit. let's dress this up with some lights. Okay, so now what I'm doing, I'm experimenting with the lights. Ah, shoot. Ultraman, what are you doing, dude? Don't fall on me now, man. Oh, come on. Ah, no. This will happen to you sometimes. Ultraman's falling on his face. So I'm gonna have to improvise here. There you go. As long as it's not in the shot. Okay guys, so my vape is out of commission, so I'm gonna have to improvise here. So what I like to use sometimes is I like to use this dirty cotton just to simulate the smoke. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put all this stuff in here to show that Godzilla is kicking up smoke and things. I would much rather use a vape because it's more natural looking, in my opinion, but what can you do? When things don't work, you gotta go to plan B sometimes. So let me see how that's looking. That's actually looking pretty cool. Not too bad. So I like adding these little details in, you know, because if you imagine a giant creature walking through a city, this creature's gonna be kicking up a lot of smoke and debris and things like that. So it just adds to the photo. Alrighty, so I need to add just a little bit more in the back. There you go. I think that's looking pretty cool. Maybe just a little bit more here up top. Yeah, okay, cool. Alright, so I'm ready to start shooting. And there you have it, guys. So I hope you guys found this video helpful for you guys that are looking for some guidance on how to do toy photography. If you guys are doing this for the first time, I hope this was helpful for you guys, okay? So guys, I want to thank you so much for watching today. I hope you guys learned something. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to throw me a message either in the comments section, or you can send me a message on my Instagram too. I will respond back to you guys. If you guys want any feedback on your photos and stuff, just ask for it, okay, on my Instagram. So Harold, can you just throw me a message? Harold, can you give me some feedback on this photo? And I'll give you guys an honest critique, okay guys? So guys, there is still more content for you guys to watch on the Cyber Kaiju event, so I hope you guys can check those out. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. Steve McCarthy, thank you so much for putting all this together. Sal, thank you so much as well. Ultrazilla, and I hope you guys stay safe. Take care. Bye-bye.